So this year, May, what would you say is the most important thing that you've learned this year? Or what is, either or, what is the most important thing that you've learned this year? Or what is the thing that have challenged you most this year? Or you can answer both.
Well, I think the most important thing I learned this year is to be honest with yourself in any situation that you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain that. But
Yeah. Was it a situation that triggered you to even think that way? Like, I need to be more honest with myself. Was it something that happened or transpired in your life to make you think that way, or you were just having a moment?
I think I was just having a moment, to be honest. I don't know. Well, they're just like me and you. You know what I'm saying? I knew you was gonna be my wife.
In 1,000 feet,
You know what I'm
keep
saying?
left to stay on Georgia 400 South.
So, but I had to be honest with myself and be like, what's holding me back to ask you to marry me? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I knew that you were gonna be there.
Right.
But what was holding me back so long to
Keep left to stay on Georgia 400 South.
to go ahead and to pursue that? You see what I'm saying? Regardless of how long we've been together or anything like that. So
exactly. I think
that's the one.
that's just my personal opinion. Sometimes I feel
Continue
like
for half a mile.
when things like that happen and we know what our desires are, we know what we want, and as much as we don't like to admit it, it have a lot to do with people.
Yes.
And how people will think, if it's too soon, if she's the right one, what are people gonna say, what are people gonna think, how are people gonna feel? And I think that when we make those decisions, it's not always as bad as we think it's gonna be. And I think we put too much emphasis on how other people will feel.
Yeah.
And
instead of how we feel, we
feel,
always thinking about other people before how we feel. You know what I'm saying?
And then I feel like because we do that, then we always have these moments like, when will life get better, or I wish this, or I wish that. And I think it's really more so about us just taking the initiative to do what we want, and especially if it's not detrimental to others.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think that was one of the things that I kind of battled with, because considering like we had that conversation, and I felt, remember I said that to you one day, I feel like it's not you, but it's others.
Yeah.
And you was like, no.
Which it wasn't others. It was
It's just
me.
you. Like, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In your head, overthinking how others will feel. So let me ask you this question. What do you think make you think that way? Do you think it's just something that
I think it was fear.
Fear. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the only thing I can come up with right now is fear. Fear of what? I don't know. You know, I guess being new beginnings and stuff, like doing something new that you haven't done in a long time, and not knowing exactly.
There's a stalled vehicle ahead.
I think that's a lot of our biggest fears, the uncertainty.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you can be with a person 4 or 5 years, and there's gonna always be uncertainty.
Yes.
I think
1,000 feet, merge onto I-85 South.
Pretty much after you've been with someone maybe 1 or 2 years, you kind of know, like, you really know the base of the person.
That's right.
And I think it really matters, like, whatever transpires. Well, I will say this. Remember we were having that conversation about the lady who married the guy and she divorced him after he lost his job and things of that nature. I think when things like that happen in a relationship, it shows the true intentions of a person.
That's right.
Or what would this person do if this happened? So I think to overcome some of our uncertainties is really just to have hard conversations. That's because true. Sometimes we can have those thoughts, but we don't have those conversations.
Yeah. Well, different than when you look at other people, different situations that they go through, you like, well, dang, that kind of throw a little, make you think, make you think certain ways too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And not being, like you said, true to yourself or how you feel about a certain person or a certain situation yourself instead of, so.
Do you feel like I put a lot of pressure on you? Because I feel like because of what I've gone through, I was not afraid to have hard conversations. I was open and honest because I haven't always been that person. I was the type person that if it felt good, I just kind of went with the flow. But I've learned that things always feel good in the beginning, and you don't have those conversations. And I think a lot of people, because it feels good, we're like, oh, we gonna rock out and this is gonna work. But that's not always the case. So you really do have to have hard conversations to know where that person's mindset is. And I think with us, even though we had conversations, I think it was really just moments of seeing our true character, how we act in certain situations, how we respond. Like with you and I, we both are caring people. We're always concerned about other people, and so we're the same way with each other.
That's right.
And I think to me that made me feel safe. And
Well, I know since you said that, I think we make it easy for each other to speak our truth of what's going on with each other, stuff like that too. So when people feel comfortable with a certain person or significant other, it makes it easy to make a better decision, a wise decision on different stuff.
Right.
So especially about each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true.
So when you can bring the best out of people, that's the best thing. You see what I'm saying?
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like since we've been together that I have brought the best out of you?
Yes. You have.
Yes.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. I talk a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're kind of quiet, very reserved.
Yeah.
Nice guy, very sociable, but at the same time, not too much.
Exactly.
Not too much.
I don't put too much on the table.
There you go. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. However, I think I always say that it doesn't mean that, being with somebody that they were a bad person, but I think when a person can bring another version out of yourself that you didn't know existed, or a person that you wanted to be, I think is a good thing, and it's a clear sign that it's okay. Because you're never gonna know everything there is to know about a person.
No.
To determine, if this person is for me, if this person is not for me.
That's right.
But I think for the most part, what I can say is, since that we've been together, what I can say that has been very, very different is we have literally been consistent. And women, that's what we like to see in men.
Yeah.
When you, from the beginning, everything is good. I can be honest, I never imagined that at this point in our relationship that you would still be this consistent. Not that I doubted you, but it's still, I've never seen it. Like, most people get too comfortable with each other and just the respect or just the love, whatever. But for me, what I'm experiencing and what I have experienced, it seems like it continued to get better. And to be honest, I didn't expect it.
What? Well, I can see that too, though.
Yeah.
Being in a new relationship, stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Cause the only thing we both seen is what we seen either on social media or what I'm saying, the stuff you do with other people, not in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So I can see that.
I mean, even in real life, like it doesn't mean that being in a relationship you're not still in love with each other.
Yeah.
But it's like you're not like you were from the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can be away from each other and you're cool with that. Or maybe you don't show each other, you know, that love language that you used to show from the beginning.
Yeah.
But we're still consistent. And it's not forced.
That's right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, see, I had to learn about the love language stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't really know a whole lot about it until a couple of years ago. So when I learned that, I think that kind of brought more to a different version of myself on how to approach someone, or you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So just to pay more attention to what a person like and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? I've been very detailed about it, you know, like very observant with you. See what I'm saying?
I love that too.
Yeah. So,
I love that for me.
Yeah, I've been very observant with you on that stuff.
I think it's one of the things that I love about you the most. Like, I am so amazed at how you are so in tune with me. And I'm like, this is just too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like you're a mind reader. And baby, let me tell you. So, do you see how often I always tell you, like, you are literally an answered prayer?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that. Like, I literally ask God for a God-fearing man that really loves God. None of us are perfect, but you have a heart for God. You have a profound respect for women, and not just me, as in dating me, but just women and people in general. That's who you are naturally. But just to build a life with someone like that, I tell God thank you every day. I literally tell God thank you, because it is breaking down old barriers that I didn't know still exist, you know, from brokenness. It helps me to love without trying to put up walls or barriers. And I'm not saying it has always been easy, because even though you make it easy, I still at times was trying to put up those barriers. You know?
Yeah, we both were.
Yeah,
I mean, we was both like that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit and lie about
Do you think that's what caused a lot of your fear? Maybe just.
I think just being at the beginning, like, you know, we kind of had a wall up. You know what I'm saying? I know I did. You told me you did too. So and then, but once we start to know each other more better,
right?
You got another, you know, part of the wall going down, part of the wall going down. You know what I'm saying? So then, like, well, dang, I ain't no use keeping this wall up no more. You see what I'm saying? Because you realize this person ain't here to hurt you or harm you in no way. So
I don't think I ever made a conscious decision that I'm gonna let this wall down. I think I just allowed our relationship just to keep happening organically. And it was breaking down.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I love about it. Something that's organic and real. But I don't have to say, well, I'm gonna let it down. No, it just happened.
Yeah,
you know?
It just happened. Yeah.
So
that's right.
No tricky motives or intentions. Everything about us just happened organically.
Yeah.
You know?
Everything was genuine too. So.
Yeah. So I know this is probably a question that people ask all the time. Considering what we have experienced, not any no hurt or no major arguments, and that's another thing that I love about us is and we really don't have any disagreements, but as women, you know, sometimes we get emotional. Like, we still have such a vast respect for one another that even in a moment that could be rough, like, it's still good. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's really because of who we are.
I think so
as
too.
individuals.
That's what, like when we did go through something, you know what I'm saying? Little hiccups here and there, we were still able to talk about it.
Right.
And move on in a loving way and move on from that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it make it so easy to love someone like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I ever shared it with you, but when we had our little hiccups or whatever, that you made me more open. And I was honest about what I was feeling. Do you know in the past, I would say, I literally would just opt out of something. I would shut down, I would isolate myself. And in that moment, it was just like, I'm closing the door. I don't want to deal with this. I've been there, done that. But it doesn't mean that in my heart, I still didn't love a person. But with you, I was willing to be honest.
Yeah.
That I still love, I still wanted this, but I feel away.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew like this was safe. That's what genuine love feels like. When you can just be honest, you know, about, you know how when you get upset, you'll just say things that you really don't mean. And eventually you're going to still follow through with it because you're mad, angry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I've learned how to be more vulnerable. So, any questions you got for me?
Me too.
Yeah.
That's something I struggle with, being vulnerable.
Really?
Yeah.
You still do?
I do. Yeah, I always hold back. I did, but I opened up a whole lot more now than I ever been. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Seriously.
That's good.
I always been, you know, keep it to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
why do you think you're that way, or have been that way in the past? Just really haven't been challenged, you think?
No, it ain't that. I think, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have a clue.
I don't know. Maybe childhood trauma or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Gotcha.
But other than that, and then I don't be wanting to put my burdens on nobody else. I'd rather them come to me with their burdens, and I'm not telling them what's going on with me. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So
that's why I say I think we just so much alike, and that's probably why we were able to open up to each other and just share things with each other that we normally wouldn't talk about with people. And if we would, we still wouldn't be that open. You know, just share a little bit here and there, but nothing major. But with you, like you just said, I don't even think you were opening up. You were just being an opening, just being there for other people to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, that's how I see you. And I don't know, because I seen your heart like so genuine, it just made me want to protect you.
Yeah.
And
but that same, I think we talked about it one time before, I felt like I needed to protect you.
You did. That was early on.
Yeah, that was early on. I don't know what from, but I just felt that way. So
I think even in that, like, sometimes I am very, very vulnerable with you, and sometimes that is scary. And I'll be like, you know, I've never been this way and that open, and it's scary because I was like, what if I experience what I've gone through before? And it just reminded me that I detected that there's still healing. You know. And not only that, and I guess that's why my relationship, I just have such a close-knit relationship with God, because I think that's my safe haven outside of everything else in this world. Any and everything.
That's right.
So
that's right.
This traffic is thick.
It sure is. Man.
Yeah, y'all. We still stuck in traffic. Y'all see how thick it is? It's thick. Yeah. So, you got any questions for me?
Nah, baby.
You sure?
I think we done good on the
Y'all, he don't normally do stuff
the
like
Car
this.
Chronicles.
Yeah, so we was like, we just gonna have a raw, authentic conversation without attaching a topic or a subject. We just talk, and just kind of share, because to be honest, I haven't really mentioned. It's not like we were hiding anything. We were just something that was so precious, that we were enjoying, which he's not that type of person anyway. But you know, women, we want to talk about it. So, yeah, we just wanted to share this moment with you, and we hope that our conversation, it inspire others, you know, just to be open, to be honest. If you felt like you could not love again, you know, trust God and believe that God can do things way better than, far more better than we can. And not only that, just be open enough to grow in a relationship. So sometimes we have to refrain from our old ways. We have to rid ourselves of old patterns and old habits. And if we want something different, then we have to become a better version of ourselves.
That's right.
And I think we've been doing a great job at it. And so I'm excited to see where time is going to take us from here. And I think it only gets better because, again, like, we're very open, we're very adamant about what we want in life and how we're going to grow, being supportive of one another, praying over one another, growing together, developing together, and just respecting and honoring one another. Yeah. This is definitely everything that I prayed for, but far more than what I have expected. So when I say God is definitely doing his thing, he is definitely doing his thing. So again, I hope you guys were inspired, and maybe we'll have more vlogs for you guys.
Peace.
And that's the sum of it. We out.